Shapar, which means horn. Let's get you register.
Shafwan, Bonaparium, Banyashala.
Sha'afwan Bonaparium Banyashala.
How about Hashem Yehoshua Barakatah?
How about Shem Yahushua Barakatah? Yun, which means wine.
Layashala, which means to Israel.
Shapar, which is horn. I imagine in the room. So plenty hakadom, which means stand, turn to face the east. It's the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabashamayim, Badashaya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakaka, Tabah, Ratazah, Hayah, Aisha, Maratazah, Wa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathunah, Lacham, Kalyo, Wasalachna, Kawakna, Kasalachna, Kawakna, Mala'ah, Abiyana, I say one, Ball, Hawashana, Ayun, Ra, Hayah, Makah, Amlakwa, Ba'al, Mataparat, Va'ilumya, Amun. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Pray for the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Babakashah, Thununah, Akah, Arba'ah, Kalmakala, Okalmanawa, Akah, Latahar, Kamatazariah, Akah, Lakoyum, Hamathim, Akah, Arakawa, Tamala, Magarashan, Bahashim Yahushua, Wada. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, please give us the power, the power to heal, all manner of sickness, and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out, in the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ai Yanya, Alahari, Mayan, Yaba'ah, Aizari, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Maratazah, Alifan, Amawat, Regalka, Ayan Woman, Shamar, Anah, La'ayan Woman, La'aya Yashan, Shomar Yashal, Yahweh Shamar, Yahweh Tazalka, Aliyad Yamyunka, Gomum, Hashmash, Ma'ayakaka, Wayrach Belayla, Yahweh Yashamar, Mikal Ra, Yashamar, Athmed Pashka, Yahweh, Yashamar Tazah, Wabulak, Ma'aytha, Wa'ayra Walam. In the English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills.
I will lift up mine eyes into the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh,
Help cometh from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right
The
hand.
sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in
from this time forth
from this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Al-Hayim,
Al-Hayim,
Al-Damyalika,
Al-Damyalika,
Al-Karash,
Al-Karash,
Wa-Al-Dashakwat,
Al-Shakwat,
Allah,
Allah,
Kayahana,
Kayahana,
Wiyabika,
Wiyabika,
Yahamu,
Yahamu,
Wamashanaika,
Wamashanaika,
Ashau, Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Al-Aimika,
Al-Aimika,
Yarayamu,
Yarayamu,
Zawad,
Zawad,
Waythayaitzawad,
Yethayaitzawad,
Al-Tazabawanika,
Al-Tazabawanika,
Amaru,
Amaru,
Kau,
Kau,
Warakakir, Nagoya, Wala'ah,
Wala'ah,
Izakar,
Izakar,
Shum Yashal,
Shum Yashal,
Aiwad,
Aiwad,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Waitazawad,
Aitzawad,
Lav Yakhadu,
Lad Yakadu,
Alika,
Aliyah,
Mariat,
Mariah,
Akarafa,
Karafa,
Wahalia,
Agala,
Arawam,
Awam,
Washamali,
Shemaiah,
Moab,
Moab,
Wahagari,
Hagari,
Gabal,
Gabal,
Aimuan,
Aimuan,
Waimulak,
Wailah,
Alashak,
Alashak,
Aimishabia,
Aimishab,
Tazawar,
Tazawar,
Yamashawa,
Yamashawa,
Malawat,
Malawat,
Imam,
Imam,
Aiwat,
Aiwat,
Zarawat,
Zarawat,
Benulawat,
Banyalawat,
Salah,
Salah,
Ishalama,
Ashalama,
Kamadi,
Kamadi,
Yasir Sarah,
Asai Sarah,
Kiyabi,
Kiyabi,
Rakal,
Rakal,
Koyashma,
Koyashma,
Shemadu,
Shemadu,
Wayandara,
Ayandara,
Ayawa,
Ayawa,
Yaman,
Zaman,
Larama,
Larama,
Shetumbu,
Shetumbu,
Mariamu,
Mariamu,
Kaira,
Kaira,
Kazabu,
Ashar,
Kazabah,
Kazabah,
Kazalmina,
Kazalmina,
Calling and said, come with
Come with.
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amaru,
Amaru,
Yerusha,
Yerusha,
Anwa,
Anwa,
Ash,
Ah,
Nawat,
Nawat,
Alahayim,
Alahayim,
Alahayab,
Alahayab,
Shetumbu,
Shetumbu,
Gagadu,
Gagadu,
Kakwash,
Kakwash,
Afirka,
Banyalawat,
Kaash,
Kaash,
Larry Ira,
Ira,
Kalahaba,
Kalhaba,
Kalahat,
Kalhat,
Ari,
Ari,
Kataradam,
Kataradam,
Cyrus,
Zara,
Basopat,
Basopat,
Bahalam,
Bahalam,
Mala'ah,
Mala'ah,
Panyam,
Panyam,
Balawan,
Balawan,
Weyakwashwa,
Weyakwashwa,
Shaka,
Shaka,
Yahau,
Yahau,
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Weyabahau,
Weyabahau,
Aigai,
Aigai,
Weyaparu,
Weyaparu,
Weyabadwa,
Weyabadwa,
Weydayu,
Weydayu,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Tha,
Tha,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahau,
Yahau,
Abadka,
Abadka,
Alu,
Alu,
Al-Kaharatiza.
Al-Kaharatiza.
In the English, keep not thou silence on my power.
Keep not no silence on my power.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
Be not still on my power.
Be not still on my power.
For lo,
For lo,
thine enemies make a tumult,
thine enemies making smoke.
and they that hate thee
They that hate
have
thee
lifted up the head.
lift up the
They
head.
have taken crafty counsel against thy people,
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said, come,
They have said,
and
come,
let us cut them off from being a nation,
let us cut them off from being a nation.
that the name of Israel
The name of Israel
may be no more remembrance.
be no more remembered.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
But they have consulted together with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against
The
the
tabernacles of Edom,
tabernacles of
and
Edom,
the Ishmaelites,
the Ishmaelites,
Moab,
Moab,
the Hagarites,
the Hagarites,
the Baal,
Baal,
Ammon,
Ammon,
Amalek,
Amalek,
Philistines,
Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
the inhabitants of Tyre.
The sword also is joined with
The
them.
sword also is joined.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Hope in the children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them
Do unto
as
them
unto the Midianites,
as unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
to
as
Sisera,
to Jabin,
to
the
Jabin,
brook of Kison,
book of
which
Esau,
perished at Endor.
which perished at
And it
Endor.
became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like a red,
Make their nobles like a red,
like Zeed.
like Zaire.
Yea,
Yea,
for their princes as Sabbath,
all that princes as
and
Sabbath,
as Zalmunna,
as
who
Zalmunna,
said,
said,
let us take to ourselves
let's take to
the
ourselves
house of the Most High in possession.
the house of the Most High in possession.
Oh, my power,
Oh, my power,
make them like a wheel,
make them like a wheel,
as the stubble before the
as the
wind,
stubble before
as
the
the
wind,
fire burneth the wood,
as the fire burneth the
and
wood,
as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempests.
So persecute them with thy tempest.
Make them afraid with thy storm.
Make them afraid with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with
that
shame.
they may see thy name.
They may seek thy name.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
let them be confounded and troubled forever.
let them be confounded and troubled forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame and perish,
let them be put to shame and
that
perish.
men may know that thou,
That men may know that thou,
whose name alone
his name alone,
is Yahweh,
is
art
Yahweh,
the Most High
the Most High,
over all the earth.
over all the earth.
Lessons in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa Yahushua.
Wa Yahushua.
Wa Me'aka Allah.
Wa Me'aka Allah.
Wa Alahai.
Wa Alahai.
Mantazabia ala Wapihan.
Tazabia ala Wakahana.
Ala Wapi.
Ala Wapi.
Hasroni.
Hasroni.
Ha Potazayoni. Ha Fayali.
Akoyayoni.
Wa Ha Wafi.
Wa Wafi.
Yahweh. Wa Hashem Yahushua.
Hashem Yahushua.
Wa Aman.
Wa Aman.
Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahushua.
And Yahushua.
And Mike.
And Mike.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commanding General Yahan.
Commanding General Yahweh.
Generals.
General.
Captains.
Captains.
The officers.
The officers.
Troopers.
Troopers.
Assistants.
Assistants.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of
In the
Yahushua.
name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Pray for the prophesied curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth.
And all things living.
All things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of
In the
Yahushua.
name of Yahushua.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Send evils and
And
curses.
evils and curses.
Punishment and destruction.
Punishment and
To
destruction.
the heathen.
To the heathen.
Speak against us.
Speak against
Thy
us.
prophets.
Thy prophets.
Teachers.
Teachers.
The princes.
Princes.
The priests.
The priests.
The Israelite brothers.
Israelite brothers.
And the schools.
And the schools.
Send evils and curses.
The evils and curses.
Punishment and destruction.
Punishment and
To
destruction.
the heathen.
To the heathen.
And shake loose.
Shake
The
loose.
treasure of the rich of
The
Israel.
treasure of the rich of
They
Israel.
refuse to give to the school.
That refuse to get to the school.
Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary.
Force their riches to enter thy sanctuary.
Send evils and curses.
The evils and curses.
Punishment and destruction.
Punishment and destruction.
To the Edomites.
To the Edomites.
And the nations.
And the nations.
Their drug dealers.
Drug dealers.
Court system.
Court system.
Prison system.
Prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the governments of our enemies.
All the governments of our enemies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church.
Pope.
Pope.
Islam.
Islam.
Christianity.
Christianity.
Egyptology.
Egyptology.
Militia.
Militia.
Ku Klux Klan.
Ku Klux Klan.
Aryan Nation.
Aryan Nation.
Skinheads.
Skinheads.
Posse Comitatus.
Posse Comitatus.
The gay movement.
Gay movement.
The lesbian movement.
Lesbians.
Spies.
Spies.
Workers of witchcraft.
Workers of witchcraft.
NASA space program.
NASA space program.
The Army.
The Army.
Navy.
Navy.
Air Force.
Air Force.
Marines.
Marines.
Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Open up the internet.
Open up the internet.
And the airwaves.
And the airwaves.
Cable access channels.
Cable access channels.
Radio channels.
Radio channels.
Convict the spirit.
Convict the spirit.
Any of thy people.
Many back
To
people.
seek to stop us.
Seek to stop
To
us.
bring swift destruction.
Bring swift
To
destruction.
all the heathens.
To all the heathens.
Stand in the way.
Stand in the
Or
way.
try to stop us.
Try to stop us.
Broadcasting your words.
Broadcasting your word.
Throughout the planet Earth.
Throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the plagues.
Let loose all the plagues.
Cause them to go to and fro.
Cause them to go to and fro.
Through the earth.
Through the earth.
And consume them.
Consume
Let the
them.
plagues.
The plagues.
Shake the house of the thief.
Shake the house of the thief.
And the murderer.
And the murderer.
Let Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Michael and Gabriel.
Michael and Gabriel.
Come down with the flying
Down
saucers.
to flying saucers.
Punish all the heathens.
Punish all the
They
heathen.
come up against us.
That come up against us.
As we speak thy
And
word.
speak thy word.
Cause it to be known by all.
Cause it to be known by all.
That is the angels that have done it.
As the angels that have done it.
Cause it to be spread through the media.
Cause it to be spread through the media.
Throughout the whole world.
Throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake thy coming.
Cause them to shake at thy
In
coming.
the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you always.
Thank you always.
So be it.
So be it.
Sorry, face the front. Ishavim, which means be seated. We right back. Last week was first week we got cut off. We didn't quite make it to the end, but it's all right. We're gonna pretend that we made it to the end because everybody else in the nation in the Isupk surely made it to the end. So we're gonna pick up at Genesis chapter 32 and verse 4.
Genesis chapter 32, verse 4. Wayatazar, Atham, Lamar, Ka, the Marwan, La Adunya, La Ishawa, Ka, Amar, Ibadka, Yaiquab, Ain, Laban, Garathia, Wakar, Id, Itha. Verse 5. Wehaya, Leah, Shawar, Wakamawar, Tazaan, Waibad, Washapaka, Washalaka, Lahagagyad, Laadanya, Lamatazaa, Khan, Vayanyaka. Verse 6. Vayashabawa. Amalakayam. Al. Yaquab. Bamar. Ba'anwa. Al. Akyaka. Al. Aishawa. Wagam. Halak. Bakorathka. Arabai. Ma'awath. Ayash. Imawa.
Remember, we went over these numbers so much for a while. Hope everybody remembers y'all numbers. Wa Arabai and 4 Ma'awath, 100. Ayash, which we should all know is men. Imor is with him. So he's talking about this is Jacob and Esau getting ready to see each other for the first time in quite some time. What? Keep going.
Oh, God. Verse 7. Wayarar, Yaquab, Ma'ad, Wayatazar, Lawa, Wayakataza, Ha'ain, Ashar, Athwa, Wa'ath, Hataza'an, Wa'ath, Abakwar, Bahagamalyam, Lashanya, Bakanwath. Verse 8. Waya Amar, Yabawa'ah, Aishawa, Al, Hamakanah, Ha'akath, Wahakahawa, Wahaya, Hamakanah, Anashar, Lapal, Yatah. Verse 9. Waya Amar, Yaquab, Alahaya, Abaya, Abaraham, Wa'alaya, Abaya, Yatazakak, Yahweh, Ha'amar, Alya, Shawab, Laratazaka, Walamawa, Ladafka, Wa'a, Yat, Yaba, Amaka. Verse 10. Quatanathia, Makal, Akasadyam, Wamakal, Hamath, Ashar, Ashayath, Ath, Ibadka, Kaya, Bamakwalya, Yabarathya, Ath, Hayawadan, Hazah, Waitha, Hayayathya, Lashanya, Bakanawath.
Back to the English.
Genesis chapter 2, verse 4. And he commanded them, saying, Thus shall ye speak unto the Lord Esau. Thy servant Jacob saith thus, I have sojourned with Laban, and stayed there until now. Verse 5. And I have oxen, and asses, flocks, and men servants, and women servants. And I have sent to tell my Lord, that I may find grace in thy sight. Verse 6.
So he's sending them out ahead of him knowing that he's going to come across Esau, and knowing that the last time they parted ways, Esau wanted to kill Jacob. That's all he had. Esau from the whole way was a conniving, murdering warmonger. And he knew that if he went and saw Esau, that Esau took all this time gathering up men. While Jacob took all this time, Jacob was chilling. Jacob had, as it says, flocks and asses and ox and men servants and women servants. He was living how, blacks and Hispanics like to live today. He was balling. He had a good little setup, right? He was chilling on the land. Esau this whole time was trying to build up an army. Because the whole time he just had the hatred burning in his heart for the fact that he sold his own birthright. Anyway, Jacob's trying to send people ahead, make sure that it's peaceful because he knows that he's already outnumbered. So go ahead.
Verse 6, and the messengers returned to Jacob, saying, we came to thy brother Esau, and also he cometh to meet thee, and 400 men with him. Verse 7, then Jacob was greatly afraid and distressed, and he divided the people that was with him, and the flocks, and herds, and the camels, into 2 bands.
He's greatly afraid and distressed, as you would be when your brother who wants to murder you is coming to meet you with 400 men, and you don't have 400 men. Keep going.
Verse 8, and said, if Esau come to the one company and smite it, then the other company, which is left, shall escape. Verse 9, and Jacob said, O God of my father Abraham, the God of my father Isaac, the Most High, which saidest unto me, return unto thy country, to thy kindred, and I will deal well with thee. Verse 10, I am not worthy of the least of all the mercies, and of all the truth, which thou hast showed unto thy servant. For with my staff I passed over this Jordan, and now I am become 2 bands.
So now Jacob is praying to the Most High to protect him and deliver him. Of course, the Lord has been with Jacob all along, so he's going to be just fine. We're going to go back to the Hebrew. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Of course, don't be shy. Talk to us, ask your questions, whatever. Keep going.
Genesis 32, chapter 11. Taza Yalanya, Na'ah, Mayad, Akya, Mayad, Aishawa, Kaya, Yara'ah, Anakya, Athwa, Pan, Yabawa, Bahakanya, Am, Ail, Banyam. Verse 12, Ba'atha, Amarath, Hayatab, Ayatayab, Imaka, Washamathya, Ath, Zaraika, Kakwal, Hayam, Ashar, La'ah, Yasapar, Marab. Verse 13, Wayalan, Sham, Ba'yalah, Bahawa, Wayakwak, Man, Haba, Bayadwa, Banaka, Ba'aishawa, Akyawa. Verse 14, Isayam, Ma'athyam, Wa'ath, Yashyam, Isharyam, Rakalyam, Ba'athyam, Wa'ayalalyam, Isharyam. Verse 15, Gamalium, Mayan Yakwa Wath, Laban Yaham, Shalashim, Parawath, Arabayim.
Y'all paying attention? We still getting a lesson on numbers. Asharim is 20, Shalashim is 30, Arabayim is 40. And if you're paying attention, you're seeing a pattern here on how this goes. Shalash is 3, Shalashim is 30, Arabayim is 4, Arabayim is 40. Keep going.
Khan. Waparyam, Aishara, Athanath, Aisharyam, Wayaram.
More patterns if you're paying attention. Aishar is 10, so Aisharyam is 20. Keep going.
Khan. Aishara. Verse 16. Wayathan, Bayad, Ibad Yawa, Idar, Labadwa, Waya Amar.
Which you just heard Idar, because you're gonna see that in the Hebrew, repeating the word twice is like our way of emphasizing the word. So Idar is here is saying every herd. Idar is herd. All the herders. Keep going.
Khan. Al, Ibad Yawa, Ibarwa, Lapanya, Warawak, Tashayamwa, Bayan, Idar, Wabayan, Idar.
Which Bayan is between in this case. So Bayan Idar or Bayan Idar, between this herd and that herd. Keep going.
Khan. Verse 17. Wayatazahwa, Ath, Harashwan, La'amar.
Ra'ashwan is the first one because Ra'ash is head. And so Ra'ashwan here is he's talking about the first, in this case, the first person who's going to show up. Keep going.
Khan. Kaya, Yabakashaka, Aishwa, Akya, Washa'alka, La'amar, Lamya, Atha, Wa'ana, Dalaka, Walamya, Allah, Lapanyaka.
Go back to English.
Khan. Genesis chapter 32, verse 11. Deliver me, I pray thee, from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau, for I fear him, lest he will come and smite me, and the mother with the children. Verse 12. And thou saidest, I will surely do thee good, and make thy seed as the sand of the sea, which cannot be numbered for multitude. Verse 13. And he lodged there.
So that was the answer to Jacob's. Well, Jacob was praying and basically saying, don't forget all the things that you said to me, oh Lord. I'm about to go into the mix right now. Remember, you said you had me, right? Jacob's a little nervous. He's praying. Keep going.
Khan. Verse 13. And he lodged there that same night, and took of that which came to his hand, a present for Esau his brother. Verse 14. 200 she-goats, and 20 he-goats, 200 ewes, and 20 rams. That's more than most people might collect in their whole lifetime. And Jacob's just handed it over just like a piece of gift. Like it's nothing. Jacob's the original ball in the Bible. You got to visualize this stuff. Like when you read this, all these things that Jacob has, all these animals and men servants and maid servants, like make that real in your mind. This is Israel. This brother, this brother is living large. Like this is not like some dry
You know, y'all remember that movie Trading Places? Yeah, and you see them, and you see, you know, them old rich Edomites, and you get to their crib out in the countryside, and they got the whole line of butlers all saying, "Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Good morning." I mean, Jacob was rocking it out better than that, because we're doing that with flavor. That's what happens when the Lord is with you. That's not, you know, these clowns out here that get rich and throw freak offs, squirt baby oil everywhere. That's not balling. That's what happens when you have money and you don't know what to do with it. And it just destroys you, and then you destroy everybody that you can get your hands on. Keep going.
Okay. Verse 15. 30 milch camels with their colts, 40 kine and 10 bulls, 20 she-asses and 10 fowls.
Just gave it to him. Right, here, give that to Esau. Let him know that we coming in peace. Keep going.
Verse 16. And he delivered them into the hand of his servants, every drove by themselves, and said unto his servants, Pass over before me, and put a space betwixt drove and drove. Verse 17. And he commanded the foremost, saying, When Esau my brother meeteth thee, and asketh thee, saying, Whose art thou? And whither goest thou? And whose are these before thee?
Back to the Hebrew.
Genesis chapter 32, verse 18. Wa'amarath, La'ibadaka, La'yaikwab, Manakah, Hawa'ah, Shalawakah, La'adanya, La'aishawah, La'hana, Gam, Hawa, Akaryanwa. Verse 19. Wayatazawa, Gam, Ath, Ashanya, Gam, Ath, Hashalayashya, Gam, Ath, Kal, Halaka, Yam, Akarya, Ha'adaryam, La'amar, Karabar, Hazah, Dadabar 1, Al, Aishawah, Bamataza'akam, Athwa. Verse 20. La'amaratham, Gam, Hana, Ibaraka, Yaikwab, Akaryanwa, Kaya, Amar, Akapara, Panyawa, Bamanaka, Ahalakath, Lapanya, Wa'akarya, Kan, Ara'a, Panyawa, Awalya, Yasha, Panya. Verse 21. Watha Abayar, Hamanaka, Ayo, Panyawa, Wahawa, Lan, Walayala, Ahawa'a, Bamakana. Verse 22. Wayakwam, Balayala, Hawa'a, Wayakwak, Ath, Shanya, Nashayawa, Wa'ath, Shafya.
Shafya Nashua. There's 2 wives. And don't forget, I love pointing this out. Y'all really need to understand, because this transforms the way that you look at at the relationship between a man and a woman when you understand that the word for wife in the Hebrew is just the word for woman. That's it. Took his Shakya Nashua. Took his 2 wives, and Nashua is based on that word Asha for woman. Your woman is your wife. There is no distinction in the Bible. There's no girlfriends. There's no side hoes. There's no jump offs. There's no none of that. Your woman is your wife. If you hitting that, that's your wife. And you cannot get rid of her. You can't wake up tomorrow and get tired of her. You can't swap her out for a new one. You can't, none of that. You have to deal with her. If you take it, if that's yours, you got to work with it. And that's real life. And that gets hard sometimes. And some of y'all get, some of y'all don't like things being hard. And you would rather bail than deal with it. Well, you don't have a choice in our culture. You got to deal with it. If you don't want to deal with it, leave her alone. Leave it for the next dude that will deal with it. It's that simple. But we got to stop creating a nation of whores by, taking women and then tossing them back. That's confusing. And, as a man, men love to go up online and talk about how they're the men and they're the leaders and this and that. And then y'all don't know how to lead anything. Keep going.
Khan. Shapakath Yawa. Wa'ath. Akkad. Aishara. Yalad Yawa. Wayabar. Ath. Ma'aibar. Yabak. Verse 23. Wayakokam. Waya Abaram. Ath. Anakal. Wayabar. Ath. Ashar. Lawa. Verse 24. Wayawathar. Yaiquab. Labadwa. Wayabak. Ayash. Imawa. Id. Ilawath. Ashakar.
Which, just to point this out as we pass by it, the word here, Wayabak, which is and he wrestled, off the root word abak, which this, of course, is talking about Jacob wrestling with the angel, which, most of y'all know that story if you grew up with Christianity or what have you. This word is not even the typical word for wrestling. This word only comes up twice in the whole Bible, and this, it's here in this story. The normal word we have, Napatalia, is my wrestling, right? So that's the word that we usually have for wrestle. This word here is a word by itself, and it's meant to describe this as a unique type of event that's going on. We're gonna go back to the English. Got it.
Khan. Genesis chapter 32, verse 18. Then thou shalt say, Thy be thy servant Jacob's. It is a present sent unto my lord Esau. And behold, also he is behind us. Verse 19. And so commanded he the second and the third, and all that followed the droves, saying, On this manner shall ye speak unto Esau when ye find him. Verse 20. And say ye moreover, Behold, thy servant Jacob is behind us. For he said, I will appease him with the present that goeth before me, and afterward I will see his face. Peradventure he will accept of me. Verse 21. So he went the present over before him, and himself lodged that night in the company. Verse 22.
So now he's prepared everybody that's going ahead, all the servants. He told them what to say, how to talk, sent them with a gift. You know, he's trying to make sure there's going to be peace. Keep going.
Verse 22.
Because remember, Jacob was a plain man who dwells in tents. He was chilling in his tents with his, all of this, with his wives and his children. And Esau was just out in the field preparing for war. That's who Esau was from the beginning. He was our enemy from the beginning. He's our enemy today. And I just so happened to hear this morning about this character, this character that's out here, part of Trump's meme team. Like he's one of the social media guys for Trump. And this Edomite got online and said that all Puerto Ricans who were offended by the joke calling our island a floating pile of basura, that we should not be offended because that's what it is. And that if we would trade the country, if we would not vote for Trump over this joke, then F all of us. And this is a reminder that the white man is the devil, that Esau is the devil, that he will only ever be friends with you if you're following his view of the world. The Democrats like blacks and Hispanics when we vote Democrat, and that's it. For all the love and the hype and the liberal friendliness and we love minorities and we love black people, that goes away real quick if you're not voting for Kamala, if you're not voting for the Democratic ticket. That disappears real fast if y'all haven't noticed this, because they show you every day with every ad they make, with every debate, every argument they have. They show you every day that if you don't vote their way, that all that, friendly, we love everybody, we love all the minorities, that disappears. And then, of course, the other side, they swear they're not racist. They swear that they don't see color, right? And they all got a black friend or a Mexican friend or a Puerto Rican friend. But though, if you pay any attention at all, that's only the case. That's their black friend, because that's the black conservative. Because that's the one that agrees with them, that loves America, that thinks Donald Trump is going to fix everything. They love you when you're on their page, when you're on the same page with them. If you find some religious ones, they're going to love you if you're a Christian right along with them. But the second that you go against the way that they believe that you should be in line, now, F you, and, get over the joke, get over slavery, get over, colonialism, get over everything that we did to you, get over the way we slaughtered the Tainos, get over the way we slaughtered the Arawaks and all the North American Indians. Get over it. Get over it. Why are you still upset? All we did is rampage through every village, cutting pregnant women's bellies open, putting the men's head on poles. That's all we did. All we did is give you, blankets full of smallpox for your whole village. Why are you still mad 200 years later? All we did is run you off into the corner, into a barren land to die of alcoholism. That's all we did. Why are you still mad? Get over it and vote for Trump. And some of y'all are buying into that. You got to be brain dead at this point to still be on board with that nonsense. You got to be a slave to still be on board with that. Maybe I'll give y'all some leeway if you're young. If you're under a certain age, you ain't figured it out yet. All right. Maybe you just haven't had enough life experiences. You're still a little naive. You think there's some good in them. You think they really mean what they say. All right. Hate to say it, but you're gonna learn the hard way. The second that you have a different thought. Keep going. The white man's the devil. That's the summary.
That's right. And to let you know, you gotta think about, the last president was Donald Trump. What did he do for Puerto Rico?
He threw paper towels at you.
He was already president. He was president. What exactly did he do for Puerto Rico? Remember, Puerto Rico is America.
Right.
Puerto Rico is literally America. That's what it is. What he did for that, for that state. What did he do?
And that's a great
And he was the
question.
president. He was the president. Get over what he did. What did he do in his last term? He was the last president. 4 years ago, he was the president of Puerto Rico. He was the president of Puerto Rico. That's who he was. What did he do? Throw paper towels when they went through a hurricane? What did he do? What, he gave $2 more than Bush? That's what he did. He got, you know what I mean? Oh, he gave a lot, $2 more. That's how, you know what I'm saying? That's what the Republicans always say, or the Democrats, they say part. So, he did more than his Democrat, he did more than his Democrat president. He got 2 cents more. That's the more, or 5 cents more. That's just the more. They just go one up. Then what the last president did, like they're making a change. I employ 3 black people. The last president employed 2. That's how they get down. And that's the game. And you know what I'm saying? How people get caught up in this disgusting game.
No, that's a fact. They give crumbs, and that comes back to. Before I get to that, I'm so glad you asked that question. What did he do? Because we know what he did for Puerto Rico. When we had a devastating hurricane, he left the whole island in the dark. He left the whole island without electricity, flooded everywhere. You wouldn't have done that to Bella Vista, Florida, or wherever the hell you live at. They're not leaving all the little white towns in Florida that just got ransacked by the hurricane. They're not leaving them without electricity. They're sending everybody straight out there to clean the place up as quickly as they can. Puerto Rico, they left without electricity for months and months. That was the president. And then they're going to put it in your face and call the island a floating pile of garbage. Well, let's say to some extent that the island is in bad shape. Why is that? That's why. Because they had a disaster, a natural disaster, and got no help from the federal government. The president came down and threw a pack of paper towels and laughed and left. And then they want to throw it in your face with jokes and tell you to get over it and vote for him anyway. That's what you're going to do. If you do that, you have no self-pride. You have no dignity. Keep going.
Khan, verse 22. And he rose up that night and took his 2 wives and his 2 women servants and his 11 sons and passed over the ford Jabbok. Verse 23.
Which I don't know, I could be wrong, but that don't sound like Hebrew. That's probably a name Esau gave. Jabbok. Yeah. Keep going.
Khan. And he took them and sent them over the brook and sent over that he had. Verse 24. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day.
So as soon as Jacob sent everybody else ahead, a man pulled up on him and wrestled with him all night until the breaking of day. But we're going to come back to that, back to the Hebrew.
Khan. Genesis chapter 32, verse 25. Wayara'ah, Kaya, La'ah, Yakal, Lawa, Wayagai, Baka, Yarakawa, Wathakwai, Ka, Yarak, Yaikwab, Bahabakwawa, Imawa. Verse 26.
And that right there, that's the only other instance of that word abak for wrestle. It's 2 times that word shows up in the whole scripture. So this is specifically talking about what happened between Jacob and this angel who appeared as a man here in this instance. Keep going.
Wayamar, Shlakanya, Kaya, Ayla, Hashakar, Waya Amar, La'a, Ashalakaka, Kaya, Barakathanya. Verse 27. Waya Amar, Al Yawa, Ma'a, Shamka, Waya Amar, Yaiquab. Verse 28. Waya Amar, La'a, Yaiquab, Ya Amar, Iwad, Shamka, Kaya, Yasharala, Kaya, Sharyath, Ain, Alahayam, Wa'ain, Anashyam, Wathawakal.
So this, if y'all been paying attention, there were a lot of common words in this verse, and you can kind of pick up what's going on. Wayamar, Amar is to say. Wayamar, La'a, Yaiquab, Ya Amar. So it's saying you're not going to be called Jacob anymore. Shamka, which is your name. Kaya Yasha'ala, your name shall be Israel. Kaya Sharyath, I'm Alahai, because you, this word Shara is another word that only occurs 2 times. And this is to struggle with. You have wrestled with God, but this God here, of course, is the power, which refers to the angels, because that's how this man showed up. Obviously, this wasn't the Most High that he wrestled with. This was an angel to show up. I think everybody understands that. Even Christians understand that. They just get confused with the word God because they don't understand the Hebrew. And now, so this is where Jacob was given his name Israel, which of course means Prince of the Power. Yashar Allah. Keep going.
Verse 29. Wayashallah, Yaiquab, Wayamar, Hagayada, Na'a, Shamka, Waya Amar, Lama, Za, Dasha'Allah, Lashamya, Waya Barak, Athwa, Sham. Verse 30. Waya Kora'ah, Yaiquab, Sham, Amakwam, Panya'al, Kaya, Rayathya, Alahayam, Panyam, Al, Panyam, Wathana Taza'al, Napashya. Verse 31. Wayazarak, Lawa, Hashamash, Ka'ashar, Ibar, Ath, Panwa'al, Wahawa'ah, Tazalai, Ail, Yarakawa.
Back to the English.
Got on count. Genesis chapter 32, verse 25. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him.
So now they're talking about, the hollow of his thigh. Just visualize it. They're wrestling, and when he saw that when Jacob was winning, the angel knew just right where to grab him to get him back. Keep going.
Verse 26. And he said, "Let me go, for the day breaketh." And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me.
So now at this point, the angel's trying to go. He said, "We've been doing this long enough. You seeing daylight coming. Just let me go. Let me go. I'm done. We good. I'm done. I had enough." And Jacob was like, "Nah, I'm not going to let you go until you bless me." Because he had figured out by this point what's going on. Keep going.
Verse 27. And he said unto him, "What is thy name?" And he said, "Jacob." Verse 28. And he said, "Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel."
Remember, Jacob was named referencing to grabbing the heel on their way out the womb. Keep going.
For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men, and hast prevailed.
For as a prince hast thou power with God, which in the Hebrew is Elohim, and with men, and hast prevailed. And so now his name is going to be Yashar Allah, Prince of the Power, the Prince of God. Keep going.
Verse 29. And Jacob asked him and said, "Tell me, I pray thee, thy name." And he said, "Wherefore is it that thou dost ask after my name?" And he blessed him there.
So the angel said, "What you asking my name for? Just take this blessing." Keep going.
Verse 30. And Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen God face to face.
Which in the Hebrew is pun or olive. We use that root pun a lot. The punya is to his face or before him. So this is saying face of the power. I have seen the power face to face in this place. So that's what he named this place. And my life is preserved, because he knew that this whole event happening was a sign of the Most High being with him as he journeyed into a place of danger where he didn't know what was going to happen. And so he said, "My life is preserved right here." Keep going.
After bringing this up and you dropping it so heavy, you have to notice in our culture, it's very important to get a name. You know what I mean? To understand where your name comes from. Because you could see it through the scripture. Remember, there's a river run through the scripture. Everybody who changed, what happened? Their name changed. Who gave them that name? And that's why in Isaac, you can't name yourself.
Right.
You can't name yourself. You're not, if you're coming from a fake Israelite group, you're not going to carry the same name.
At all.
At all. But it happens to be that you go, you know what I'm saying, you leave the ISUBK and you go to a fake Israelite group.
You're going to keep your name.
Why are you keeping the name? So that's telling you where that, you know what I'm saying, that's a true name, where that name came from.
Yeah.
Because that name have a lineage. You understand? That name have a lineage. That's why you could leave, that's why if you leave your school, you want to be renamed. But if you leave this school, you still want to keep that name because you know what that name means. You know what I mean? And where it come from. You know what I mean? It's a you feel more culture. You know what I mean? You feel more culture. So that's why, you know what I mean? So when you see it in the scripture with, you know what I'm saying, with Jacob, you know what I'm saying, Jacob changed to Israel, that's why that name is so important.
Yeah.
What is the blessing? My name had been changed. You know what I'm saying? Paul, his name was changed. Everybody's name was changed because guess what? You're not the old man no more.
Right.
You're a totally different creature. And that's when he let you know you're that's not you no more. You somebody different. You more special when you came in. And that's what the angels let Jacob know to remind him, do something different now. Everything happened in the past, forget about Esau. You Yasha'Allah now. You know what I mean? So this let you know, that little prayer, the Most High God didn't forget you. Forget you. You know what I mean? And now you got a name change. Because I see it in you. You know what I mean? You've been wrestling on it. I see it in you. This is why you're a prince of the power. Because you damn sure show some power.
Right.
So,
And that's heavy. And that's big facts. And that's, shout out to you quadruple break off fake Israelite groups out there that bragging about your internet followers and still telling the story of how you got your name from General Muhammad. Shout out to y'all. Continue.
Khan. Verse 31. And he passed over Penuel. The sun rose upon him, and he halted upon his thigh.
And back to the Hebrew.
Khan. Genesis chapter 32, verse 32. Il, Khan, La'ah, Ya'akalwa, Banya, Yasharala, Ath, Gayad, Hanashah, Ashar, Il, Ka, Hirakah, Id, Hayawam, Hazah, Kaya, Nagai, Bakap, Yarak, Yaiquab, Bagayad, Hanashah. Genesis chapter 33, verse 1. Wayashah, Yaiquab, Ayan Yawah, Wayara, Wahana, Aishawah, Ba'ah, Wa'aimawa, Arabai, Ma'awath, Ayash, Wayaktazah, Ath, Hayaladium, Il, La'ah, Wa'il, Rakal, Wa'il, Shathiyah, Hashapakathwath. Verse 2. Wayasham, Ath, Hashapakathwath, Wa'ath, Yalad Yahan, Ra'ashanah, Wa'ath, La'ah, Wayalad Yah, Akaranyam, Wa'ath, Rakal, Wa'ath, Yawasap, Akaranyam. Verse 3. Wahawa, Ibar, Lapanyaham, Wayashathak, Wa, Arataza, Shabai, Ba'anyam, Id, Gashathwa, Id, Akyawa. Verse 4. Wayarataza, Aishawa, Lakorathwa, Wayaka Bakawa, Wayapal, Il, Tazawar, Wa, Waya Shakwawa, Waya Bakwa. Verse 5. Wayasha, Ath, Ayanyawa, Wayara, Ath, Anashyam, Wa'ath, Hayaladyam, Waya Amar, Maya, Allah, Laka, Waya Amar, Hayaladyam, Ashar, Kanan, Alahayam, Af, Ibadaka. Verse 6. Waithagashan, Hashapak, Wath, Hana, Wayalad Yahan, Salakia, Wayalad Yahan, Wathashatak, Wayan.
Back to the English.
Kanamakan. Genesis chapter 32, verse 32. Therefore, the children of Israel eat not of the sinew which shrank, which is upon the hollow of the thigh. Unto this day, because he touched the hollow of Jacob's thigh and the sinew that shrank.
I might have to ask about that. That is, yeah, I'm going to have to ask about that. That's a good question. We're going to find out what that tradition is. Keep going.
Is that sinew?
Sinew, that's like, part of your muscle, like the connectors. Yeah, like when in Ezekiel 37, I think it talks about the sinew.
Genesis chapter 33, verse 1. And Jacob lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau came, and with him 400 men. And he divided the children unto Leah, and unto Rachel, and unto the 2 handmaids. Verse 2. And he put the handmaids and their children foremost, and Leah and her children after, and Rachel and Joseph hindermost. Verse 3. And he passed over before them, and bowed himself to the ground 7 times, until he came near to his brother.
So again, he's still structuring everything. He's setting everything up to be protected. He put Rachel and Joseph, who was the youngest, in the back for that reason. He separated everybody and went in there, and he's just trying to let Esau know it's all peace. Keep going.
Verse 4. And Esau ran to meet him, and embraced him, and fell on his neck, and kissed him, and they wept. Verse 5. And he lifted up his eyes, and saw the women and the children, and said, Who are those with thee? And he said, The children which the power hath graciously given thy servant.
So Esau is showing him love. He ran, embraced him, all that, cried like he hadn't seen him in a long time, which, of course, this is Esau, so crocodile tears. Keep going.
Verse 6. Then the handmaidens came near, they and their children, and they bowed themselves.
Back to the verse 7.
Genesis chapter 33, verse 7. Wathagash, Gam, La'ah, Wayalada, Salakia, Wayaladya, Waya Shatak, Wawa, Wa Akar, Nagash, Yawasa, Wa Rakal, Waya Shatak, Wawa. Verse 8. Waya Amar, Maya, Laka, Kal, Amakana, Hazah, Ashar, Pagashathya, Waya Amar, Lama Taza'ah, Khan, Ba'ayanya, Adunya. Verse 9. Waya Amar, Aishawa, Yash, Laya, Rab, Akya, Yahaya, Laka, Ashar, Laka. Verse 10. Waya Amar, Yaiqab, Al, Na'a, Am, Na'a, Ataza'athya, Khan, Bayanyaka, Walakwaf Kaf, Manakathya, Mayadya, Kaya, Ail, Khan, Rayathya, Panyaka, Kara'ath, Panya, Alahayam, Wathara Taza'anya. Verse 11. Kwak, Na'a, Af, Barakathya, Ashar, Haba'ath, Laka, Kaya, Anananya, Alahayam, Wakaya, Yash, Laya, Kal, Wayapataza'ar, Bawa, Wayakwak. Verse 12. Waya Amar, Nasa'ai, Wadalaka, Walaka, Lana Nagadka. Verse 13. Waya Amar, Al Yawa, Adunya, Yadai, Kaya, Hayaladyam, Rakayam, Wahataza'an, Wahabakwar, Ilawath, Alya, Wadapakwam, Yawam, Akkad, Wamathwa, Kal, Hataza'an.
Back to the English, but one word in that verse that I want to single out. That wadapakwam, which the root word is the pop. And that means to drive the flocks in this case, but to drive extremely hard to the point that they're about to die. And I love that word. That is a kingdom word right there. Because we're going to have some flocks of Edomites that we're going to depop. We're going to depop you Edomites that think that you can talk about the island of Puerto Rico and call it an island of trash, but you're only doing it because of the people that's over there. I can't wait to depop you Edomites. That's a word. We're going to frame that word and hang it on the wall. Keep going. Back to the English.
Genesis chapter 33, verse 7. And Leah also with her children came near and bowed themselves. And after came Joseph near and Rachel, and they bowed themselves. Verse 8. And he said, What meanest thou by all this drove which I met? And he said, These are to find grace in the sight of my Lord. Verse 9. And Esau said, I have enough, my brother. Keep that thou hast unto thyself.
Which, you see all this, we have a culture of respect when we go other places, which is, we go there and, bow down out of respect. We say, if I find grace, my Lord, your servant humbly asks. We do all these things because then God really sees the way these other nations treat us. And you see in this story with Jacob, because the Lord being with Jacob, he found favor in the sight of all these different heathens, and was given land, it was given grace. But we're going to find lots of instances in the scriptures where we went and we were attacked mercilessly by the other nations. We remember it in the prayers that we say at the beginning of the service. And part of the way that we conduct ourselves, like the scripture about heaping hot coals on your head. We have never merited the treatment that we get from all these other nations. But the Lord is going to bring revenge on them. The Lord sees it all. And we got a God that loves us. And as soon as we start to actually, get our acts together and follow him, he's going to bring revenge on all these other nations. It's prophesied. It's promised in the scriptures. It has to happen. Keep going.
Come on, verse 10. And Jacob said, Nay, I pray thee, if now I have found grace in thy sight, then receive my present at my hand. For therefore I have seen thy face, as though I had seen the face of the power, and thou wast pleased with me. Verse 11. Take, I pray thee, my blessing that is brought to thee, because the power hath dealt graciously with me, and because I have enough. And he urged him, and he took it.
So this is simple. When he said, I've seen thy face as though I have seen the face of God, it's because he knew that when Esau came, showing him love, that was God protecting him by putting that spirit on Esau. Keep going.
Come on. Verse 12. And he said, Let us take to our journey, and let us go, and I will go before thee. Verse 13. And he said unto him, My Lord knoweth that the children are tender, and the flocks and herds with young are with me. And if men should overdrive them one day, all the flock will die.
Back to the Esau is going to be a flock that needs to be overdriven.
Genesis chapter 33, verse 14. Yaibar, Na'ah, Adunya, Lapanya, Ibadwa, Wa'anya, Athanahala, La'atya, La Ragal, Hamalaka, Ashar, Lapanya, Wala Ragal, Hayaladyam, Ide, Ashar, Abba, Al, Adunya, Shayarah. Verse 15. Waya Amar, Aishawa, Ataza, Yaga, Na'ah, Amaka, Man, Ha'ain, Ashar, Afya, Waya Amar, Lama, Za, Amataza, Khan, Ba'ayanya, Adunya. Verse 16. Vayashab, Vayawam, Ahawa'a, Aishawa, Ladarakawa, Shaira.
Sha'ayar is Mount Seir, the dwelling place of the Edomites. The Edomite is his natural habitat up in the caves and the hills.
Genesis chapter 33, verse 17. Yaquab, Nasai, Sakatha, Wayaban, Lawa, Bayath, Walama, Quanah, Wa, Aisha, Sakath, Isle, Khan, Korah, Sham, Amakwawam, Sakwath. Verse 18. Wayabah, Yaquab, Shalom, Ayar, Shakam, Ashar, Ba'arataza, Kana'ain, Babawa, Mapadan, Aram, Wayakan, Ath, Panya, Ayar. Verse 19. Wayakwan, Ath, Qualakwath, Hashadah, Ashar, Latah, Sham, Ahawa, Mayad, Banya, Kamwar, Abiyah, Shakam, Bama'ah, Quashyatah. Verse 20. Wayatazab, Sham, Mazabak, Wayakorah, Lawa, Al, Alahiyah, Yasharallah.
Back to the English.
Khan. Genesis chapter 33, verse 14.
And quick shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Bruce, Nizam, Anna, Andrew, Dwaya Allah. Who's this? Charles, Batha One, all of y'all. Shout out to y'all. Keep rocking out with us in the chat. Talk to us in the chat. Ask your questions. Talk amongst yourselves. Keep the chat active. We love to see y'all here. We love to see the chat active. Keep going. Our last set of 7 verses. You know, if y'all rock it out with us here every week, we go through 49 verses every week. That's the tradition. We send up prayers to the Most High in the Hebrew, translate it into the English, send it back up, and we place great importance on these traditions and these these aspects of our culture that we need to take back and pass on. And this is how we learn everything. You know, we almost back to where we left off. I don't know, if anybody's been paying attention for a little bit. We started in Genesis. We got to about almost to the end of the chapter, to the end of Genesis, and then we started over. We're almost back to where we left off at. We was at Joseph in Egypt, right?
Well, it's a lot. You're coming up to my favorite story. This is my brotherhood story right here. I do know this story.
Okay, we don't get there. Y'all stick with us. Keep going.
Yeah, good story.
Khan. Genesis chapter 33, verse 14. Let my Lord, I pray thee, pass over before his servant, and I will lead on softly, according as a cattle that goeth before me, and the children be able to endure, until I come unto my Lord unto Seir.
Is that Seir or Seir?
Verse 15.
Which in the Hebrew it would be more like that. It would be Sha'ir, right? Sha'ir.
And Esau said, Let me now leave with thee some of the folk that are with me. And he said, What needeth it? let me find grace in the sight of my Lord. So Esau returned that day on his way unto Seir. Verse 17. And Jacob journeyed to Succoth, and built him an house, and made booths for his cattle. Therefore the name of this place is called Succoth. Verse 18. And Jacob came to Shalem, a city of Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan, which he came from Paddan Aram, and pitched his tent before the city. Verse 19. And he bought a parcel of a field, where he had spread his tent, at the hand of the children of Hamor, Shechem's father, for 100 pieces of money. Verse 20. And he erected there an altar, and called it El Elohei Israel.
And back to the English. Oh, no, that is the last set. We are done.
That was the last set.
And that's it. We're gonna pick it back up next week. To the brother that just asked a question in the chat about your sister has cancer, we will absolutely pray for your sister. You're a trooper. Text Cap, that you want to put that in the chat, and we will definitely send up prayers for your sister.
It's like the man above you. You know what I'm saying? Let him know. So you know what I mean. So he's in our school, or he's in the.
That's the brother, the Y out.
Huh?
The Y out.
Oh, the one, yeah. Some text Cap.
Yeah, text Cap, and that can be put into the chat so that all the brothers will send up prayers. I imagine him up here. It's Paul, which means born. Yun, which means wine.
Vayasharala, which means to Israel.
They tell me I'm a little heavy-handed with the wine. That was a good one. That was a good one. All right. Paul, which means horn. The scripture says to eat, drink. There you go. Imagine in the room, which means stand. Show plenty out the dome, which means turn and face the east. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Bashamayim, Dashaya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakutka, Tabah, Zaka, Ayah, Aisha, Baratiza, Kawa, Ayah, Bashamayim, Fununa, Lacham, Valio, Basalachna, Kawafna, Gasalachna, Kawafina, Bala'a, Biyadna, want to say one, Ball, Shanu, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Lakab, Amalakwa, Ba'al, Watapara, Lawulumi, Amun, the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Said prayer for the power structure in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh. Why Yahweh Shai. Why Mayakah. Why Alahai. Matizab Yahweh Yahan. Halawap. Hasrun. Hakutziyan. Hachayali. Mahakwathi. Yahweh. Hashem Yahweh Shai. The Wadamun. In the English. Bless you, Yahweh. And Yahweh Shai. And Mike. And the angels. Commander General Yohanan. General. Captain. Your officers. Troopers. And assistants. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it. Pray for the prophesied curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven
and all things living.
And all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh
In the
Shah.
name of Yahweh Shah.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
Punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
That speak against us.
Speak against
Thy
us.
prophets.
The prophets.
The teachers.
Teachers.
The princes.
The princes.
The priests.
The priests.
The Israelite brothers.
Israelite
And
brothers.
the school.
And the school.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and
And
curses.
punishment and destruction.
Punishment and
To
destruction.
the heathen.
To the heathen.
Shake loose the treasure
And shake loose the
of
treasure.
the rich of Israel.
The rich of
They
Israel.
refuse to give to the
They
school.
refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches.
Force their
To
riches.
enter into thy sanctuary.
Enter thy sanctuary.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and
And
curses.
punishment and destruction
Punishment and destruction.
to the Edomites
To the Edomites.
and the nation
And the nation.
and their drug dealers,
Drug dealers.
court system,
Court system.
prison system,
Prison
Planned Parenthood,
Planned
all
Parenthood.
the governments of our
All
enemies,
the governments for
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Amalek synagogues and armies.
the Roman Catholic Church,
Roman Catholic Church.
Pope,
Pope.
Islam,
Islam.
Christianity,
Christianity,
Egyptology,
Egyptology,
militia,
militia,
Ku Klux Klan,
Ku Klux Klan,
Aryan Nation,
Aryan Nation,
Skinhead,
Skinhead,
Posse Comitatus,
Kamatazi.
the gay movement,
Gay movement.
the lesbian
Lesbian
movement,
movement.
spies,
Spies.
works of witchcraft,
Works of witchcraft.
acid space program,
That's a space program.
the Army,
The Army,
Navy,
Navy,
Air Force,
Air Force,
Marines,
Marines,
Wall Street,
Wall Street.
Open up the internet,
Open up the internet.
the airwaves,
The airwaves.
cable access channel,
Cable access channel.
the radio channel,
Radio channel.
convict the spirit
Convict the
of
spirit
any of thy people
of any of thy
that
people.
seek to stop us,
Seek to stop
and
us.
bring swift destruction
Bring swift
to
destruction.
all the heathens,
All the
that
heathens.
stand in the way,
Stand in the way.
try to stop us,
Trying to stop us.
broadcasting your words
Broadcasting your word
throughout the planet Earth.
throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the plagues,
Lose all the pain.
cause them to go to and fro
Also go to and fro.
through the earth,
Through the earth.
and consume
And
them.
consume them.
Let the plagues
Let the plagues
shake the house of the thief
shake the house of the thief
and the murder.
and the murder.
Let Yahushua,
Yahushua,
Michael and Gabriel,
Michael and Gabriel,
come down to flying
down
saucers
with flying
and
saucers
punish all the heathen
and punish all the
that
heathen.
come up against us
Come up against
as we
us.
speak thy
And
word.
speak thy word.
Cause it to be known by all.
Cause to be known by all.
That it is the angels that have done it.
As the angels that have done it.
Cause it to be spread through the media
Cause to be spread through the meeting.
throughout the whole
Throughout
world.
the whole world.
Cause them to shake at thy
Cause
coming.
them to shake at thy
In
coming.
the name of
In the
Yahushua.
name of Yahweh.
Thank you always.
Thank you always.
So be it.
So be it.
Sorry, face the front. That concludes the Sabbath service. We're going to give one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Imagine Shabbat, Imagine Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Ragathon. Yajmatah, dismissed.
Next week, we're going to start at Genesis, chapter 34, verse 1. Genesis, chapter 34, verse 1. And with that, shalom.